And good morning and a very warm welcome to Rio de Janeiro for the finals of the ICF Canoe Slalom World Championships. Today it's the C1 men and the K1 women in action. Later on we'll have the K1 men and the C1 women in action in their semi-finals. But the focus this morning, it is the finals of the C1 men up first. And we have 56 boats in this competition, but we're now down to the final 10. They race in reverse order of their performance in the semi-final. And what a field we have here on this great venue built for the 2016 Rio de Janeiro Olympic Games. And here, legacy in action, 2 years on, the world's focus here on this great venue. So, fairly calm, cool weather conditions today. Perfect for racing. We had some very hot conditions earlier on in the week, over 35 degrees, and now calm conditions, ready for racing. Myself, Andy Maddock, will talk you through this World Championship final, and alongside me we have Adam Burgess from the Great Britain team, who's the under-23 World Champion from 2016, and actually a silver medalist here in the team event, sorry, a bronze medalist in the team event earlier on this week, and a silver medalist in the European Championships this year. So a very warm welcome, Adam.
Yeah, thanks, Andy. Looking forward to this one. Obviously, gutted not to be in the race, but excited all the same to see what goes down. It looks like we're in for a really exciting final. So here's the start list, of course, reverse order. So Benjamin Savcek, the world champion of last year and the fastest in the semi-final. He'll go off last. Will be led out, but look at that, we've got Michael Martican back in form, the four-time world champion. He's on the start line. We've got the world champion Denis Gargaud-Chanou and also the Olympic champion from this on this course. And there's, well, yeah, Ryan Wesley, European champion this year, Sideris Tassiadis, World Cup champion, Slavkovsky with 4 silver medals this year already, and number 2 at the moment in the world. Yeah, it's a real star-studded lineup.
So if you weren't with us in the semi-finals yesterday, let's just remind you we've got a 24-gate course, and it's a pretty technical course. Mark Delaney, Marianne Aguilon have set the course, and well, we're underway now with racing, and it's Thomas Rack of the Czech Republic, and he has the opportunity to put the pressure on the others still to come. Yes,
setting the pace today in the final, and he actually did the same in the semi-final as well. He was first off of the 30 boats yesterday in the semis, and delivered an early run that's put him into the final, but already it looks like he's picked up a touch on gate 3.
So Adam, you were paddling in that semi-final yesterday, and this course is pretty technical and pretty relentless all the way down. Just give us a little bit of a perspective from an athlete.
Definitely, yeah. This challenge from the word go, really. You're straight into it. The move 1, 2, 3 is really difficult. You need to get the pickup from the wave, and if you don't get it, then you ship time at gate 3. Then you're into a really difficult offset all the way through down to gate 15, just where Thomas Rack is now, and he's really made light work of that, done very well. This cross here as well, we saw some errors here, we saw some capsizes even on the way into gate 16. He's done that well as well. And then, yeah, into this bottom section, out of the upright, it's really difficult technical whitewater moves where, you know, you're under the most fatigue at that point as well.
Well, he's obviously picked up that early touch, but that hasn't fazed him at all. He's absolutely maintaining his focus. Thomas is an established performer in the Czech team, but probably hasn't really had a big break in terms of results.
Definitely, yeah. I think barring the bronze medal he won on his home course in Prague, the Euros earlier this year, yeah, he's made a few finals, but you know, like a lot of these teams, it's really difficult just to make the national team. So he's not really had the start lines over the past few seasons to get that break.
Well, it's a solid run for Thomas Rack of the Czech Republic. Crossed the line 1:05.97 and includes a 2-second penalty. But just as a bit of an indication, so the athletes are racing on the same course as in that semi-final. And, well, the fastest time recorded yesterday
Roster Cedric
was 97.44. And that was actually set by
just
Luka
so you
Bosic.
know, I'm getting the commentary
Definitely,
in my headpiece,
you know,
so
I don't think we've seen the best run yet as well. Even with that 97 yesterday, nobody really took the course apart. We saw people flying through certain sections and then just remaining solid elsewhere, or making a few mistakes and still making it through to the final. Yeah, we could see that 97 get toppled today.
Well, I was looking at it, and you know, this course almost breaks into 3 sections. You've got the top section, which is not a given. Then you go into that 8 downstream gates in a row, offset, and then there's the bottom section, particularly that move 20 through to 23. Is that? I don't think anyone actually managed to deliver the best sector in all 3 of those.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's a really good way of looking at it. And whoever wins today, they're certainly going to need to be good on all 3 of those sections, and probably need to pin at least one of them, I think.
Well, here's one to watch, because it is Matej Benus of Slovakia, and Matej, the Olympic silver medalist from Rio 2016. So very familiar with this course, not only in terms of performance, but also spent a lot of time in the build-up to the Olympics on this course.
Yeah, that's better. That's better.
Definitely, yeah, and we have seen that a little bit at this race already, that those that compete at the Olympic Games, that spent weeks and weeks out here preparing, they do seem to just be a little bit more comfortable on this course. And yeah, there's a few people in this final now who competed in that Olympic final.
Well, earlier on this week, he joined his Slovak teammates to secure that 8th consecutive World Championship team gold medal for Slovakia. And I know you were on the podium, but it was a very tight race, but it was the Slovaks that reigned supreme again.
Yeah, it's a really impressive stat that they've won 8 times in a row, and to be honest, this year's probably the closest they've come to not winning it, really, with 0.4 separating all 3 teams of us on the podium. But yeah, Matej looks like he's on a really good run so far, and let's see the split here. He's going to be way up.
Well, 3.2 is a big margin, but we know it's not safe until you get through to the final gate, but it's really good through 20. Now, this is the critical move, isn't it? Just talk us through 21 to 22.
Yeah, the exit is really important from the right end. He's lost some time here on this last move. Yeah, the whole section is really difficult, so you've got to get the exit right to start with, and then you really need to get the right pickup at 21. 22 to 23, again, that's no gimme, but coming from 21, it's even harder. And then the exit as well, so, challenge all the way through that last move, and yeah, he's disappointed with that. 101, it's not a bad result, but I don't think we're going to see that challenge for the podium.
So, well, it's good enough for the lead at the moment for Matej Benus of Slovakia, but as you say, Adam, I think, that bottom section, low into the upstream, and then it's almost the consequences from there. He had to go out and take the wide option, and the time slipped away, because I think it's definitely going to take around about a 99-second or less to take the world title here.
Certainly sub 100, I'd say, yeah. But next up we have British representative Ryan Wesley. He's having an awesome season so far, super consistent, made every final in the races that he's done. Current European champion, and yeah, I think this course could really suit him as well.
Well, he'll be off in just a few moments' time. He was the bronze medalist from the 2015 World Championships. So, yeah, Ryan West will be up next, but a lot of anticipation going into these World Championship finals here in Rio. I think, I'm sure as an athlete, you were really eager to come here and paddle on the Olympic course.
Definitely, yeah. Watched the games, and it just looked like a really exciting place to paddle, and it didn't disappoint. It's really fast, quite similar to what we have in Lee Valley in London, but just really good speed in the water and good features all the way down.
Well, Ryan Wesley now launching his World Championship challenge for that world title. So remember, Matej Benus of Slovakia looked very smooth, very supreme on the course, but it is all about delivering it through the whole part of the course.
Really solid start here from Ryan, and just we see him going into this offset now. All these downs in a row. Let's see how he gets on.
Well, he was on the bus this morning, the same bus when I travelled to the venue, and he looked very calm, and 1.71 the advantage at the moment, and very good through 11 to 12.
Really good pickup on those waves, it's really important, and he's up. And he's got through there as well really well, into this cross now. So, looking to not make any errors through these next 4 or 5 gates, get himself into that bottom section with a really good chance of challenging for the lead.
So we saw a few, you mentioned it earlier, that 15 to 16 there, people have to give a bit of upstream edge, but it's obviously quite grippy if you it punishes you hard.
Definitely, yeah, and he's a second up still. Well, and we did see Matej lose some time on this last move. So if Ryan can get this move, I think we're going to see a new leader.
Well, this is the crunch move.
Really good there, and he's in tight. Gets to the wall for the punt as well, so it's a good exit. Sprints to the finish.
Well, he's just got one gate to go, and it's a clean run for Ryan Wesley. And is this going to set the time that everyone else is going to chase? I think it is.
Surely a new
and
lead.
It's under 100 seconds. He's smashed it. Ryan Wesley for Great Britain is into the race lead, 97.94. Well, he knows it. He's left it out there now. It's up to the others to show that they can go quicker than that. So let's just record that, because that is quicker than the fastest time in the semi-final, albeit I think Luka Bozic's actual raw time was slightly faster than that.
Yeah, really, really impressive run there from Ryan, and that's going to be hard to beat. 7 competitors left to go. You know, they know what the benchmark is now. Everyone's done there. Had a lot of time from yesterday to watch the video back from yesterday, see where people were taking time and see if they can challenge to go faster than that 97 that we saw yesterday. Already seen one today. Let's, yeah.
Well, the excitement is building because we still have 3 world champions to come down this course. And obviously one of those from Slovakia, Michal Martigan, 4-time world champion, 5-time Olympic medalist. So, well, just reflecting on Ryan's run there, because it looked relatively low risk. He looked like he just didn't take the risk, but he kept it online.
I think, yeah, he was just very solid on those first 2 moves that you talked about earlier, and then he was very good on that last section. I think that's where he found that bit of time over the other guys so far.
Well, next up, it is the world #1 from Germany. It is Sidiris Tassiadis, and a pretty big list of achievements in his career. He's 11 World Cup podiums and 3 gold medals in the World Cup Series this year, as well as an Olympic silver medal to his name. So he will almost certainly be a threat. Takes a direct line from 6 to 7.
Yeah, he's really cutting the lines, and it's looking really good so far.
Well, he's up.
Right in touch with Ryan, although it takes the spin option there where we saw Ryan go forward. So, and again, and I think he would have planned to have gone forwards through 13 and has to take the spin, but he does a solid job of it. He's not going to have lost too much time there. Very good upstream in 15. And a good cross as well, drives into the left 16.
So the German team will have high hopes, and wearing bib #1 as world #1, Sidiris Tassiadis, importantly keeping it clean at this stage and still in touch with Ryan Wesley.
Yeah, still right in touch, just one section to go, so it is all going to come down to how he delivers this last move. We know Ryan was very good here, so can Sidiris keep up? I'd say that's a pretty good effort there. Will he get into the upstream tight, just losing a little bit of time on the back of the stopper?
So he has to work hard. It's a lefty there. It's not quite as easy on the bottom section, but it's going to be very close. It's a great run coming together for Sidiris Tassiadis of Germany, and it's all about the sprint. It's going to be outside of the time, but another great performance, and the times are tumbling. It is the World Championship final, and Sidiris Tassiadis goes into 2nd place. And,
really good run. I wouldn't be surprised if we see the rest of the competitors go sub 100 now. Time's just getting faster and faster. That was a really good run.
How much of a difference does it make, Adam, when you have the semi-final on a different day? So you effectively have a little bit more time to reflect on the performance, to study video before you go into the final. Does that make much of a difference?
Yeah, it's definitely different. You know, we're used to only having an hour and a half maybe before we go again. Heard mixed opinions amongst the athletes of what they prefer, to be honest. I guess at the end of the day, it's the same for everyone. But what it does mean is there is a lot of time to review the video, you know, for the teams to really get involved and study what people did well on the semi-final course. And I just think it means that every athlete on this start line is really well informed about how to go fast.
Well, there's the British supporters waiting to see whether Ryan Wesley's done enough for the world title or stay on the podium. But still, a lot of water to flow under the bridge, so to say. And next up on course again for Germany, it is Franz Anton, who's had a very good season. He's had, well, the last 2 World Cup races of the season, he was on the podium.
Yeah, really came into form at the right end of the year as well. So let's see what he's got. It's a really aggressive style. We're going to see him really attack this course, and let's see if he can hold it together.
Yeah, so he's a medalist in the World Championships back in 2014. He was a bronze medalist, a very experienced paddler in C1 and C2, and now really certainly showing that he's very composed as he enters this 8-gate downstream sequence and in touch at this early split.
That's right, actually, yeah. Experienced as a C2 paddler as well. He's one of 2 athletes in this final that has been a former world champion in a different category, along with Luka Bosic as well. And he's in touch. He lost a little, I'd say he's lost a little bit of time through there on this double upstream. I think we might see him a little bit down on the split, but yesterday, this is where he found his time on everyone. This is the move that got him into the final, was this last section. So if he can deliver it the same as he did yesterday, then, he's up. He is a half a second up on the split. And this is the move where he was really fast yesterday. Well, can he repeat what he did?
He's tight in the upstream 20. And as you say, Adam, it was outstanding how he delivered it.
Very good again. Does he get to the wall for the punt? He's chosen to stay on the inside blade. It's a good exit.
Frans Anton surely is going to challenge the race lead here.
This is going to be so tight. Sprint into the finish now.
Frans Anton of Germany surely going to go in and into first place. So Frans Anton delivers, and, well, outstanding so far. 5 boats down, and we've only had 1 touch.
Yeah, and the last 3 boats as well have just been absolutely amazing. That was really good from Frans Anton there. Really, really impressive.
So 97.06 seconds is now the time to chase. And yes, that was a lot faster than anybody managed in that semi-final. So of the 5 boats still to go, if they want to get on to the top spots, then they are going to need to go faster than they managed in yesterday's semi-final. Still to come, Michal Martikan of Slovakia, Denis Gargo-Canoe, Luka Bosic, Alexander Slavkovsky and Benjamin Savcek, the reigning world champion, will go off last in this final. Wow, there's the emotion. Frans Anton knows he has set a tough challenge for those still to come.
He's on his way over now. I'll try and get him here as quick as he can.
Here in Rio de Janeiro, the tension is mounting as we're into the final 5 competitors on this
if you're ready, but
Olympic
France is almost
venue.
here if you can hold off for 10 seconds.
It's the 3rd time
Hold off
Brazil
for 10
has
seconds.
hosted
10 seconds.
the World Championships, hosting them in 1997, 2007 and now in 2018.
France. Okay.
So the leaderboard at the halfway point, it's Frans Anton of Germany leading the way, Ryan Westley of Great Britain in 2nd, and Sidiris Tassiadis of Germany in 3rd. And well, the next paddler to come shortly
that was an
will
amazing
be
run.
the
You've had such a
legend
great
that is
back end of the
Michal
season.
Martikan.
Are you happy with that run?
Oh, for sure. In the moment, first place, and I did the time. I said to my coach that it's the target time, and what can be better?
Do you think it's good enough for a medal?
Yeah, I hope so.
Good luck.
Well, it's great to see Frans, very popular person on the circuit, always ready to talk to people, and he knows that he's put it out there, doesn't he?
Definitely, yeah. He knows that run was good. He knows he's gone quicker than what we saw yesterday. But yeah, I think he's also aware of the quality that's about to follow him as well. And yeah, I think they'll do well to knock him off the podium. But we could see someone go quicker. Michal Martikan next. I think everyone at this venue is excited to see this run. You know, maybe we saw glimpses of his former self a little bit. Taking the heats win, really good getting into the final yesterday with a touch. Certainly capable of lighting this course up. So let's see what he's got. I think that middle section could be where he really takes the time today.
Yeah, I'm excited to see whether he pulls off some of that Martikan magic in those 8 downstream gates. It's the sort of thing that he will manage to do something that no one else manages to do forwards.
And there you see age, he's 39. I think he's the oldest competitor on the start line here this weekend, and still just absolutely on top of his game.
So let's just introduce him, the legend of the sport, Michal Martican of Slovakia. Then he is a 5-time Olympic medalist. He is a 4-time world champion. He's pretty much won everything multiple times, and he won his first world championship medal in 1995. What a story that would be if he can make a world championship medal today here in the Rio de Janeiro World Championships. Well, he's looking smooth and solid, but don't be deceived. He's always quick.
Definitely, he doesn't look like he just keeps his body very still. He doesn't look like he's moving very fast, but if you watch the boat, it just never stops moving. And out of everyone on the start line, he probably takes the shortest lines, and he's taken that on forwards. And yeah, I think he probably would have wanted to go straight there on 13, same as Sideres. But yeah, it's not bad, and really, really good exit there. Really good movement of his body there to get out of 15 tight.
So Michal Martican putting a good run together, and it won't be long before we get an indication on the second split as to whether that has managed to close into an advantage over the leader. No, he's dropped time.
Yeah, almost 2 seconds down. I think Franz was especially quick through that middle section, through that offset there he was talking about, and it's swinging on the poles there at 20. Yeah, it looks like he's just nudged it on his way out.
It was sticky, wasn't it? He got stuck in the gate line, picked up a penalty and paid a price on the clock as well. So it's a good upstream gate 23. But unfortunately, I don't think it's going to be a podium for Michal Martican today.
No, I'm not sure if anybody that's yet to go has got the quality to podium with a penalty here. The quality that we've seen so far.
Into 5th place for Michal Martican of Slovakia. And, well, I think recognition there. It's great to see him rediscovering some of that form that made him the legend of the sport. The fact that he won the qualification event, he qualified through into the final, and well, but for that mistake, he would have been in the mix.
Definitely, yeah, he was right up there. A 99 there on the time. That penalty, yeah, just looked like he just struggled to get moving up through that gate 20, and yeah, I think it just pushed him on his back or something as he exited.
It was that upstream gate 20, that was where it all started to unravel. But Michal Martican, I'm sure we'll see him again. I hope we'll see him again on the start line. But
I'm sure we will. I'm sure he's not done yet. He'll keep going until his arms stop working, I think. But next up, yeah, Denis Canoe, the reigning Olympic champion from this course, world champion as well from 2011, so looking to add to that title, and he's looked in great form so far this weekend and just looked really smooth in training as well.
Well, there he is, the 2016 Olympic champion from France, about to launch his World Championship title challenge. So this top section isn't easy in itself, is it, Adam?
Definitely not. The line to gate 1, we saw time changing hands yesterday. I mean, he's made light work of it there, and I'm sure everyone in this final will now, like with the information that we gained yesterday. And then 2 and 3 as well, particularly on the left. We saw him just drop off the wave, and he would have lost a little bit of time there. We might not see it on the clock. We'll wait to see that middle section, because this is a good exit here for the lefty now. And yeah, into the offset, this is where it looks like so far today it's kind of been won and lost.
Well, he's absolutely in touch with our current race leader, Franz Anton. Nothing to choose between them on the early part of the course, and this is looking really good through this offset sequence.
Same again there as well. So he went forwards on 12 and took a slight touch on the tail. I'm not sure if these lefties have been planning to go straight through 13 or not. The spin has looked really good, and you know, he's not been losing too much time. You just see the bow flick up just before he gets to 16, and that 2-second penalty, that is going to be really costly on the clock. He's going to need to be super fast through the last section now if he's going to challenge Franz.
Well, he's got to keep his focus, and now look at that, the time has slipped away in addition to that 2-second penalty. Now a 4-second deficit and low on the upstream 20.
Really low in this upstream here. Yeah, the time, yeah, losing time. And I think what is quite good actually about this course for the spectators is because the course is so difficult, and there again you see him getting held up. Even the spectators maybe don't have the real expert slalom knowledge. You can see the difference here between the runs, because you know, the mistakes are happening. It's not really tight racing.
Well, he's been given a 50-second penalty on 21, and certainly he was offline there, and it's not going to be for Denis Canoe, the Olympic champion from 2016, the world champion from 2011, and into 7th place. So again, the bottom of the course bites another big name, because we saw the Olympic champion Mayalen Charroux of Spain in the K1 women's semi-finals yesterday on a good run that would have got her into the World Championship final, but the bottom part of the course bit back, and she didn't progress through into the final. So Denis Gargaud-Canoe into 7th place, but that's good for Franz Anton, still leading for Germany. Ryan Wesley in 2nd for Great Britain. Sidiris Tassiadis of Germany in 3rd place at the moment, but 3 boats to go, and they are the fastest 3 boats from the semi-finals yesterday.
Definitely, yeah, and Luka Bozic maybe coming into form at the right time. Took gold in the last World Cup out in Spain. Won, very impressive actually, won both the semi-final and the final. And yeah, really, really good paddler, and only recently in the last few years started to focus purely on his C1 as he was a double-up athlete before that. Yeah, really interesting style as well. You see, there's something about the way he holds his top hand. It's just a little bit different to the rest, and yeah, just kind of make him stand out. But really smooth paddler, and you see there, it is difficult if you don't quite get the wave. He's lost a little bit of time there around 3, but more than enough run left in there to catch that up.
Yes, he's made his name in this sport in the C2, but he's quietly got on with it, hasn't he, in the C1, and is always there or thereabouts, but often has been, well, I suppose Benjamin Safsek's had such a good record in the World Championships, you know, with silver, and then gold, but wow. Wow,
yeah, half a second up. I think he's just moving the boat really well, even though he was low in that upstream. He, it looks like he's picked up a penalty on gate 10. I didn't quite see that on the spin in there. First athlete we see go forwards at gate 13.
Well, it's certainly taking this on, and it's not over now. Tight round 15, that's a good move for Luka Bozic of Slovenia. He comes tight into 16. Well, he gets the exit as well. So important to get the boat back up to speed and into this next section.
Yeah, really tight line there. Yeah, so he would be in touch without the penalty, but 2.5 second deficit to make up here on the last section. I'm not sure if that's too much to ask.
We know how good Franz was on that bottom section.
Yeah, not seen anyone really keep up with him so far downhill. That was pretty good though.
Yeah, tidy move there from Luka Bozic, but he misses the stroke and he's going to drop low.
Yeah, this is a lot of time here. A lot of time. Having to paddle back up for 23.
So I think out of the medals, unfortunately for Luka Bozic, already outside of that time for a medal. Luka Bozic of Slovenia coming through into 7th place. So disappointment there. But it just shows how difficult this course. It's not so much, is it the technical difficulty? It's the fact that it's technically difficult all the way down, Adam. Would you say
think so,
that?
yeah. It's just relentless. You don't really get a moment to think, and the physical nature of it as well. You know, if you have made a mistake higher up, even if you've not lost the time, it's the physical cost of that you've got to take into account as well. Particularly going into that last move there, 21 to 23. Yeah, you really need some energy in the arms left to hold on to that. And Franz Anton guaranteed a medal now, in 1st place of 2 to go.
Yeah, and those two are some pretty formidable athletes to come. Alexander Slavkovsky of Slovakia and Benjamin Safsek of Slovenia, the reigning world champion.
Yeah, rarely off the podium this season. Lots of 2nd places for Alexander Slavkovsky this year. 4 in a row, I think, actually, at the World Cups. But yeah, certainly capable of gold. You know, we've seen it before, and he'll be so hungry for this world title. Now, I think as an athlete from Slovakia, they've all kind of lived a little bit in the shadow of Michal Martikan, despite the incredible results that he's achieved as well, and you know, really come into his own, I think, the last few seasons.
So on course, Alexander Slavkovsky of Slovakia, and as you say, he's pretty much won every title except a world title. He's won the World Cup, he's won the European Championships on several occasions. A bit of a reaction there, but it doesn't look like it's cost him any time from 2 to 3.
Yeah, a little bit wild on the edges, but it looks like he's got it back under control again. Really important. After something like that, it's really easy to just start rushing, and it looks like he's done a really good job to compose himself. And you know, he's not really lost any time, and looks like he's kept his composure as well. And this is looking really fast so far.
It does indeed. It's coming up. We'll get an indication on the first split of where that stacks up, and he is up only a little bit.
Wow, and really quick turn there at gate 10. That was really good. How will he fare here? This is a nice move into the spin. I think we could see the first challenger here on Franz. Really, really good. Really, really good so far.
Well, he certainly just looks, he's got that fluid style that you associate with Alexander Slavkovsky, and when he gets in the groove, then he's very difficult to beat.
Definitely as well. Just that reach that he has as well. He can just move the boat so fast. Yeah, well, almost a second up.
It's his to lose now as he comes into this bottom section, which has definitely got some teeth. Can he tame the bottom part of the course? Well, he's late on to 22.
Oh, and he's picked up a 2-second penalty as well. And he's dropped low into the upstream. Ah, he was on such a good run.
Yeah,
he was flying, but I think it looked like he set the move up well at 21 as well, and just didn't really get the movement he needed at 22. And
well, he's coming into the finish. It's damage limitation now, and into 5th place for Alexander Slavkovsky of Slovakia. And the bottom part of the course has proved decisive. And Franz Anton of Germany still leading, ahead of Ryan Wesley of Great Britain and Sidiris Tassiadis of Germany. So 1 to go in this World Championship final, and Franz Anton guaranteed a medal. Ryan Wesley guaranteed a medal. It will be down to the next few minutes to determine what colour that is. But Alexander Slavkovsky, wow. It just, you're right, it looked like he set up 21 really well, but he didn't get the help off the wave, and then he was late to 22.
Just really punished there. He didn't do a lot wrong at all. You're right. Yeah, but next up, Benjamin Savsek, you know, amazing form at World Championships. He's had, what was it, bronze medal, 2 silvers before his gold last year in Pau. Starts last here, reigning world champion, gets to go again, defend his title as the last off. He'll know when he crosses the line if he's done it or not. Yeah, it's not many people win back-to-back world titles in this sport. I think last time we maybe saw it, Tony Eslonge, 2009 and 2010. Mikael Martin, I think, has done it as well, 2002 and 2003. Let's see if Benjamin Savsek can write his name in those history books as well.
Well, he's underway now. This is the decisive moment in the World Championship final. It's Franz Anton of Germany, our race leader, with half a foot on the world title, but there's only one person that can take that away, and he's on course. And what a record that would be, Benjamin Savsek of Slovenia, in terms of, you know, if he could get on the podium 4 times on the trot in this sport, that is impressive.
Oi, a little bit of a wobble there, but he keeps it under control. Just look a little bit wobbly at the moment, but he's half a second up.
I would agree, Alex, but he's putting a good time, but he looks like he's not so composed, and he's picked up a penalty.
Just a bit careful, I think, and yeah, with that penalty as well, he's going to need to go quick here now if he wants to get on the podium.
Well, he's through the downstream section now. He's got to deliver this double upstream section.
Oh, and he's in. It's the first one we've seen there. We talked about it before the race started, that a few people there capsizing yesterday in the semi-finals, and yeah, it looked like Savsek got a bit wet there as well, and he's going to be down on this split now for sure.
Well, it's 3.3 seconds down. That's a big ask to get on the podium, but and it is now.
Penalty. That's got to be it. I think it's game over there, and I mean, let's see how he finishes the runoff. But congratulations, Franz Anton. I think the new world champion.
I think you're right there. Benjamin Savsek of Slovenia has. Well, his semi-final run was outstanding, but he hasn't managed to find that again in the final. And as he comes through to the finish, it's going to be into 7th place.
Wow.
And that means that Franz Anton of Germany is our new world champion. Ryan Wesley for Great Britain takes the silver medal, and Sidiris Tassiadis of Germany is the bronze medalist. Wow. Your reflections on that final.
That was, yeah, really exciting. You know, we saw some amazing paddling. We saw some amazing full runs go down there. I think the top 3 on the podium, they're probably the only ones really that didn't have any big mistakes in their runs. Very surprised to see the top 3 qualifiers from the semi-final not feature on the podium there. The last 3 down there making mistakes, and yeah, Franz Anton, really impressive, really impressive. 3rd podium in a row as well. He's really come into form at the right end of this season, and yeah, you can see how happy he is there now.
Yeah, and I think he actually took a couple of days out when he first arrived, because I think he had a bit of a cold from the journey out, and took a few days out.
Yeah, I heard he wasn't very well.
He sort of got back into training, so obviously handled that pretty well.
Yeah, and he's got himself in shape to go, and I think it's interesting to see someone In fact, Franz and Ryan, both in first and second, that weren't at the Olympic Games as well, showing that maybe the knowledge of the course isn't super important.
Well, there it is, the classification. Franz Anton of Germany is the ICF Canoe Slalom World Champion in the C1 men's event. Ryan Wesley takes the silver for Great Britain. Sidiris Tassiadis of Germany takes the bronze medal. And, well, don't go away,
Well,
because
Franz
we will
Anton,
be back.
it's hard to take the smile off your face. You're a world champion.
Women's
It's just amazing, and I
kayak
have to
final
think about
will
Stefan
be
because
up
he was power source for my run here, and just all the good memories I had with him. That's why I was so fast today.
Of course, he was the coach who lost his life in Rio. For you, it's been such an incredible end of the season, but did you ever think you could become a world champion?
This was my plan, because at the World Cup in Tarzen I was third, and after at the World Cup final second, and now first place, so that was the plan.
Did you feel good today?
Yeah, well, really good. I had a nervous sleep, but it was great.
Congratulations, you're a world champion. Well done.
Thanks. Thanks.
So a new world champion there, and Franz, a very popular winner of the world title. Would you say, Adam?
Definitely, yeah, really friendly guy, and you know, he's a keen photographer as well. Gets loads of pictures of all the athletes, and often shares those as well, which is a really cool thing to do. And yeah, I think he fully deserves that. The form that he's been in at the end of this season, and you know, really just goes after it as well. There you see the expression on his face, sprinting for the line.
Yeah, Ryan Wesley of Great Britain, good season, European champion, silver medal to add to his bronze medal in 2015. So well done to him. And Sidiris Tassiadis, so Germany first and third in this C1 men's final. Up next we'll have the K1 women's final, and we'll bring that to you live. And of course later on today you can join us live for the K1 men and the women's C1 semi-finals, and that's at 2 o'clock Brazilian time, or 7 o'clock in the evening in Central European time. So we'll be live throughout the weekend here at the Rio de Janeiro ICF Canoe Slalom World Championships. And so we're going to get into the focus of the K1 women, so I'd just like to take the opportunity to thank you, Adam, for your insight throughout that. That was very helpful. And again, congratulations on your team bronze medal here at the World Championships.
Thanks very much. Enjoy the women's final as well.
We'll be back in just a few moments with that women's final, so don't go away.
Das ist was ganz Besonderes, einfach weil ich hier viel an Stefan gedacht habe, der vor 2 Jahren.
So here's the start list for this 10-boat women's kayak final. First off will be Mallory Franklin of Great Britain, but Ricarda Funk will go off last as the fastest boat from that women's kayak semi-final yesterday. So myself, Andy Maddock, will talk you through the women's kayak final here at the World Championships in Rio de Janeiro. And I'm joined in the commentary box now by Camille Prigent of the French team, who is the under-23 world champion of 2018 in this event, and team world champion here in Rio de Janeiro. How did that feel?
It feels good to bring back home a gold medal, but I'm a little disappointed with my individual race, but I'm happy to be here to comment now.
Well, thank you very much for joining me in the commentary box. And yes, that team event was earlier on this week in intense heat. How has the heat affected you in the first part of the competition?
The heat?
The heat, the hot weather.
Ah, I thought the heat, the qualifications. Well, it was really hard on the qualifications day because you don't really know how to warm up anymore. You're so hot on the water. It's really hard. You have to be careful to not stay too long next to the course because you're losing all your energy. And now it's getting better for the final, I think.
I think you're right. Perfect conditions for racing. It's really cooled down. The sun is, we've got some cloud cover because there's very little shade. This site is a great site for racing, but there's very little shade and protection when you're not actually on the water. So looks like we're ready to start here. It's the 10-boat ICF Canoe Slalom World Championship final. It's the K1 women's event. And first to start will be Mallory Franklin of Great Britain. So she's picked up 2 World Cup medals in the 2018 season in the kayak event, and she picked up a bronze medal in the team event. So she finished 3rd behind you, Camille.
Yeah.
And this is her opportunity to set the pace that others have to chase.
She's having a really good season, I think, Mallory. She was good in kayak and C1 this year, and she's very impressive. She improved a lot, I think.
Yeah, I think a lot of that has come through some strength training, which I think has helped the kayak, perhaps more than the C1. But of course, she's world champion from 2017 in the C1 event, and looking tidy on the top part of this 24-gate course.
It looks good for now. She's clean still and having good lines.
Well, coming out of the downstreams is, well, coming out of there clean is important. And she has done that as she comes into the upstream gate 16. This 24-gate course designed by Mark Delaney and by Marianne Agulon, who have set a really good challenge for the competitors through this World Championship final.
Yeah, the course is very tricky, and you have to be able to stay calm in these offsets. It's very hard.
Well, Mallory's in the business end of the course now, and a little bit sticky on 22, but she gets tight into 23. This is a good run coming together.
It's a really good run.
104.08 was the fastest run in the semi-finals. What can Mallory Franklin do to put the pressure on those still to come? Well, 104.34, and Mallory Franklin, I think that's a good time that everyone has to chase.
I think she can get a medal with this time. She looked very calm and in control, and no big mistakes during the run, so it's pretty good.
How important is it? It's on a technical course like this, you have to decide how much risk to take. She looked very composed, very controlled. Do you think it is anyone going to come out and really attack the course?
I think it's different for the K1 women than K1 men. I feel like on a course like this, the K1 men are going to be very risky and aggressive. But the K1 women, if they just stay in the good line and have no mistake, I think it's already quite a good run. Then I think Jess is going to go maybe a little more risky.
Well, Jessica Fox, the multiple world champion, will be off halfway through this final. So let's turn our attention to the top of the course now, because next up it is Stephanie Horn of Italy. She's picked up a bronze medal in the World Cup Series in World Cup 2 this year, and she'll be very familiar with this course because she competed in the Rio 2016 Olympic Games and finished 8th in that event. So a little bit wide there on the run into 3, but she's recovered that well.
She just missed the stopper to get to up 3, but she used the second one, so it wasn't too bad.
So in your opinion, Camille, which is the most difficult gate sequence on this course?
I thought it was hard, the gate 9-10, where she's coming right now.
And because it's so important to set up the rest of the move, is that if you get the line 9-10, then the rest flows okay?
No, I think it's hard everywhere, but for me it was the place where I didn't do well during my run, and I think the little wave is very sneaky.
Okay. Well, Stephanie Horn has a bit of a deficit on the top of the course. 2.3 down on the race leader, Mallory Franklin of Great Britain. So Stephanie will be looking to, well, it's almost identical. So she's had a good middle section, but she's got to find some time on the bottom of the course.
Yeah, I think she lost these 2 seconds on the top, probably.
And this is where Mallory was so good through 21 to 22. Stephanie looks like she's got the line. She's tight into the upstream.
That's good too, yeah.
So it is a good run. And importantly, it is clean so far. No penalty points to add to Stephanie Horn of Italy, but she's outside of Mallory Franklin's time and approaching the finish line. And, well, she's dropped time at the bottom of the course, 109.22. and into second place. 8 to go in this World Championship final.
I think the up 20 was a little slower than Mallory's, and she lost a little more time there.
Well, that time of Mallory Franklin, I think, is certainly, as you said, looking very competitive for a medal, because, yes, yesterday the fastest raw time was 1:04.08, but I think that had a penalty on top of it. I think the semi-final was won with a 1:04 point something. Well, the Brazilian home crowd will be looking all eyes at the top of the course now, because it is Ana Sachila of Brazil. She won Brazil's first ever ICF Canoe Slalom World Championship medal in the C1 event in Po 12 months ago in France, and now she is looking to get onto the podium again here on home soil on this fantastic Rio 2016 Olympic venue. Well, she's on course now. She was the junior world champion in 2014 in this event. She's competed in 2 Olympic Games, with London and Rio finishing 15th and 16th respectively. And she's a very attacking paddler, isn't she?
Yeah, I like her style. She looks very aggressive and fast. She's paddling really fast.
Well, it's certainly looking good on the top section of the course,
Yeah.
but she's probably quite high risk as well because of her attacking style.
Yeah, sometimes she just put the head in the gate and it's a little risky, but at the same time she can win a bit of time like this.
She dropped off the wave from 9 to 10, and you know, she had to chase it back in, and she picked up a 2-second penalty as a result. But now she needs to keep her focus, because if she can deliver this other part of the course, then she'll still be in the mix.
Yeah, I watched her semi-final run yesterday and she had a few mistakes and still made it, so I think she can be fast even with the touch.
Well, you can hear the Brazilian fans following her down the course, cheering her on as she comes down towards the big drop here on this course.
It would be around the same time than Mallory without the touch, but
a little bit sticky on the exit of the upstream 20, and late there. She's going to have to spin through 22.
I think that's too many mistakes to hope for a medal now.
Yes, unfortunately for Ana Sachila of Brazil, 3 touches now showing, and outside of a medal contention, I fear, as she comes to the finish into 3rd place currently. So Mallory Franklin of Great Britain still leading ahead of Stephanie Horn of Italy. Ana Sachila now from Brazil in 3rd. But we have 7 boats still to go in this 10-boat final. They're the fastest 7 boats from the semi-final, and they include 3 world champions. So we are in for a treat here in Rio de Janeiro in Brazil. So later on today, we'll be bringing you live action from the semi-finals of the women's C1 event and the men's K1 event, and that's at 2 o'clock Brazilian time in the afternoon and 7 o'clock in the evening Central European time. So you can follow us live for those semi-finals and the finals on Sunday morning, tomorrow morning. So Ana Sachila, it's not to be, but she'll go again in the C1 event.
Yeah, it's good when you still have a chance to do well in another category. My roommate is racing both too, and yesterday she had to go back in the C1. It's nice, I think.
So up next for Austria, double world champion Karina Kundler. Very experienced competitor. She won the world title back-to-back in 2010 and 2011. Hasn't been quite as consistent since, but always a threat. But a little bit sticky on that move from 2 to 3.
She got a little stuck in the stopper, but she's very strong, so she still had a good up after this.
Well, she's had a good 2018 World Cup season, very consistent, finished 2nd overall in the World Cup, just 1 point behind the World Cup winner Jessica Fox of Australia, but she has lost a bit of time on the top. if she can keep it clean, then she may well come back into play on the bottom section. She's a very strong athlete, Karina Kudla.
Yeah, I remember her in Liptovsky having to paddle back for a gate and still making it to the final. It was very impressive.
So she certainly got the rhythm of the boat here. This is still a good run, but it is about delivering this bottom section and just finding a bit of time. And has she picked up a penalty? She has on the downstream gate 17, just the slightest of touch on her helmet there, but very costly indeed.
But the last part is really important because the stopper between 21 and 22 is really big, and anything can happen here after a good or bad run.
Well, she's done that nicely, actually. It looks like she didn't quite get the help off the wave from 21, but she reacts well.
Yeah.
Karina Kudla coming towards the finish, but it's going to be outside of the race lead time, and that 2-second penalty proving costly. Into second place for Karina Kudla, 108.91, and well, the 2-second penalty, and she was solid on the rest of the course.
Yeah, the rest was good, except the 2 to 3. Then it was quite good. She went back in the good lines.
We get some great slow-mo shots here on this course. What's your impression of paddling here on this Olympic course? Do you like paddling here?
Yeah, the course is really good. The bottom reminds me of London a little bit. And yeah, I think it's a really good course. And now they set a nice course because it's using all the stoppers. So it's very interesting.
Yeah, our course designers, Mark Delaney and Marianne Aguilon, have definitely set a challenging, but I think a really fair course for the athletes.
Yeah,
Do you agree?
I think it's good because you see the two finals. It's almost only the top 10 on the ICF ranking who are racing. So
Yes, in the C1 men, that was definitely the case. I think the top 9 were in the final. So, well, all eyes to the top of the course because it is Jessica Fox of Australia, the multiple world champion. She's won 4 titles overall, world championship titles. But in this event, she is, well, fearsome. She's had a good season in 2018.
and she's having a good start now in the top part. I'm excited to see if she's gonna go risky on the offsets or stay calm.
Well, she's a 2-time Olympic medalist, and when she finds her form, she can blitz the field, and she is on a good run. 1.1 seconds up of the early split. Jessica Fox now really looking composed through this middle section.
Yeah, she looks like she's in control everywhere and nothing can happen really to her.
She takes a risky line into 15, but it pays off for her. She takes the tight line, and same on 16. Jessica Fox is definitely challenging the race leader, Mallory Franklin of Great Britain, as we approach the halfway point in this 10-boat final. And look at that advantage, 3.37 seconds. Jessica Fox is on fire.
If everything goes well now in this hard move, she's going to have a really good time.
Well, she's pushed late. She's wow, what a recovery there for
Wow.
Jessica Fox. That shows her class, because she was nowhere, and
Yeah.
she pulls it back, and even, I'm not sure that would have cost her too much time.
I thought she was even going to miss 21 and she ended up doing everything direct.
Well, that is sensational
Wow.
from Jessica Fox, because, well, she's into the race lead, but what a recovery on
Yeah.
21, 22, 23. Jessica Fox of Australia takes the race lead, and, well, an amazing performance. It just shows her class.
It shows her very technical, like she's very good technically, because not everyone can save this.
Well, and she didn't panic, did she?
Yeah.
She was way offline, but she stayed calm,
Yeah,
and she pulled it
paddled.
back. Well, that was sensational. I think we've, well, one thing that has shown is there's still time in this course. So she's gone
Yeah.
into 102.06, but she gave away some time there on that section. So there is
Yeah.
100 seconds out there.
I think she's happy with the run.
Well, Mallory, currently you're sitting in second position. Are you feeling nervous?
Yeah, I mean, there are all the girls left capable of doing really good runs, and I'm just hoping that it holds on. But just that really good run there. See what happens.
A K1 World Championship medal would be pretty nice, though, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it'd be really nice. Like I'll see what happens, but I was really happy with my run, and that's all I can really ask for.
Right, good luck.
Thank you.
So the top three at the halfway point in this ICF Canoe Slalom World Championship final. It's the K1 women's event, and it's Jessica Fox leading for Australia, ahead of Mallory Franklin of Great Britain and Karina Kunla in the third place at the moment for Austria. But we still have some big names to come. We still have Jasmine Schornberg to come for Germany. She'll be next up. Fiona Penny for Great Britain, Luca Jones, the Olympic silver medalist from Rio for New Zealand, and Ursa Kragel of Slovenia, and Ricarda Funk, the world #1 for Germany, will go off last. So, well, do you think anyone can beat Jessica's time there, Camille?
I think Ricarda, she's really good this season, so if she has a perfect run, she can beat Jess.
It's going to take a perfect run, I think. That's an outstanding run.
I don't think she can afford too many mistakes.
Well, Jess, are you happy with that run? You're currently #1. Is that the time you need to win, do you think?
Oh, I'm not sure if it's good enough to win. I mean, it's faster than yesterday's semi. It was a good run. I had a scary bottom section, but held it together, and we'll see. I mean, I'm happy I left everything out there, so we'll just have to wait and see.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Well, that's a great description there for Jessica Fox, a scary bottom section.
Yeah.
She certainly had our hearts in our mouths. So next up, as we get into the top half of this final, 5 boats to go, and it is the 2009 World Champion. For Germany, Jasmine Schornberg, Junior World Champion back in 2004. And very accomplished competitor, and huge competition just to get into the German team.
Yeah, they have 3 really good boats. 2 in the final.
So huge amount of experience for Jasmine Schornberg, and on a technical course like this, that experience will count for a lot as she comes into the second upstream gate, the red and white gate 6. Looking composed, so important to get the lines right and get through this 8-gate downstream stagger sequence cleanly. But already 2 seconds adrift, so it's getting a fine line of risk versus attack. Yeah, well, risk versus conservatism.
I think she was doing really good in the offset 9-10. She looked fast. She looks very light on the water.
I think also it's probably worth mentioning that this is compared to Jessica Fox's time now. So, you know, if she can still stay in touch with Jessica Fox's time, then she's very much still in shout for a medal. So.
Yeah, and also Jess is losing a lot of time, not too much, but a bit of time on the bottom. So if she's just a little late, she can gain some time on the bottom.
Well, the German team will be buoyed by the fact that Franz Anton has just taken the gold in the C1 men's event, but Jasmine having to spin on 22, and that was definitely a plan B. So a penalty and a time loss on the bottom section for Jasmine Schornberg, and she's going to go outside of the time of Mallory Franklin. It's whether she can get inside Karina Kunla. But no, into 5th place for Jasmine Schornberg, and the bottom section bites again.
Yeah, the mistake was too much at the bottom. I think even when you have a really good run, you have to stay very calm for this 2-gate 21, 22. It's very tricky.
Yes, we saw Mayelen Charoux of Spain was a victim of that yesterday on that move after a solid run all the way down, but didn't manage to deliver that bottom section, and sadly not into the final.
Yeah, the current was pushing her really far left, and she couldn't get the gate 21.
So it it's all in the exit of the upstream gate 20, isn't it? And if you've got a bit of momentum, it helps you to get on top of the water and be in control.
Yeah.
So we are now down 4 to go in this World Championship final. Next up for Great Britain, it is Fiona Penny. Now, Adam was telling me off air of a statistic that this is her 10th World Championships. It's her 8th final in the World Championships, and she has had 2 medals on previous occasions. So outstanding performance, or consistent performance for Fiona. What could she do today?
Well, she got a little stuck here, but it happened to a few girls already. I think the most important part is the bottom, like we saw, so she has to stay calm after this.
Well, she was 6th at the Rio Olympic Games on this course. A little bit low into 6th, but still gets the exit with good speed. Now coming into this critical section through 9 and 10. But 3.8 down on the top section. That's quite a big ask to come back to challenge the race leader. But Fiona Penny will be very strong on the bottom part of the course.
Yeah, she's catching all the waves well here. Let's see what happened at the double up.
Well, this is an opportunity for her to compose herself and get back into the groove as she takes on the bottom section. But the time is slipping away. But she is clean. That's important at this stage. 6 seconds down with 4 gates to go.
I think it's going to be hard for all the last girls to beat Jess time on the top part. It was really fast.
Well, Fiona's late, and yes, she's late on the bottom. She doesn't get back for 22, and it's very hard to get back from there.
Yeah, I don't think she can get it back.
Yes, that's unfortunately for Fiona. There's no way back to 22, and it will still be Jessica Fox of Australia leading this ICF Canoe Slalom World Championship final, ahead of Mallory Franklin of Great Britain and Karina Kundler of Austria. And another victim of the bottom section. It looked like water pushed her out of line, and she was just hesitated for a moment, and in that time she lost the options.
We could see that she started to paddle back to 22, but it was too late, and then it's a place where it's impossible to get the gate back.
So 3 boats still to go in this World Championship final, and well, that's a big time set by Jessica Fox, 1:02.06, the time that is being chased. Mallory Franklin still in second. There we are. There's our top 3 at the moment, with 3 to go.
I think Luca can do well here too. It looks like she likes this course and she's really fast on it.
Well, here we go. Luca Jones of New Zealand, the Olympic silver medalist on this course 2 years ago. And she's qualified through in 3rd place in that semi-final. And yet she just has a smile about her all the time on this course. She says she loves it, brings back big memories, but also she just loves paddling on this course.
I think she's training in Auckland, and the course looks a little similar too, with a lot of stoppers, and you always have to give speed back to your boats.
Well, very direct from 6 to 7, and definitely very attacking as she takes on the top part of this course, and in touch with Jessica Fox. I think whilst she's nearly 2 seconds down, then that's still in touch with the podium.
Yeah.
So coached by Campbell Walsh, and part of a small New Zealand team, but ever improving New Zealand team. But she takes on that quite risky line into the upstream and picked up a 2-second penalty.
Yeah, she came above the gate and the boat touched the pole. That's gonna be too much, maybe 1 touch.
Yeah, now 6.3 seconds adrift of the race leader. So Luca Jones needs to find something special, like she did in the Rio 2016 games, if she's going to get on the podium here today. But there is quite a gap between 2nd and 3rd at the moment, between Mallory Franklin of Great Britain and Karina Kunler, there's 4 seconds. So there is a slot on the podium, still very much up for grabs. And Luca Jones now finishing off her runs, and she is going to be in the mix for the podium at this stage. But
just behind.
just behind. 5th place for Luca Jones of New Zealand. So still Jessica Fox leading for Australia. Mallory Franklin for Great Britain in 2nd place. Karina Kunler of Austria in 3rd. Stephanie Horn in 4th for Italy, and Luca Jones goes into 5th place for New Zealand.
Luca is racing also the C1 this afternoon, I think.
Yes, Camille, do you fancy having a go at C1, or will we see you racing C1 in the future?
I've raced C1 when I was younger, but I think it's really hard to race both at the international races. Like now, she's having a lot of emotions, and she has to go prepare another race. It's so much work, and I think you have to be strong to race 2 categories.
Yes, and more, it's particularly more and more of the women competing in both categories, less so in the men's events, but some outstanding athletes for sure. And next up, another outstanding athlete for Slovenia, it's Ursa Kragel. So she was 19th at the World Championships in Po 12 months ago. She has picked up 2 European Championship medals in her career, so on her day she can absolutely challenge the podium, and if she paddles like she's just on the top section, she'll be absolutely challenging that.
Yeah, she did good on the qualifications and the semi, so I think she has a good chance for the final now.
She looks very composed. She really looks like she's found her rhythm, and it's so important to do that in the first few gates. Well, that's a good time. 1.5 seconds down on our current race leader, but that's definitely a good time to challenge for the podium.
We saw a new option between 11 and 12. She paddled back to go to the gate 12. Maybe she was a little late. I don't know if it was her plan.
Yeah, it seemed to work, but she has picked up a 2-second penalty on the downstream gate 13. I didn't see that myself, but that will put her on the back foot as she comes down towards the biggest drop here on this Rio 2016 Olympic course. We're at the Radical Park here in Diodoro in Rio de Janeiro.
Wow. This was really fast, the up 20. She went in and just swept the gate.
Well, that's a good move. Assuming she got that on 22, then that was a good reaction there to rescue it.
It was very tight. We didn't really see her. She was hidden by the wave.
Well, she's coming to the finish. She's going to be challenging for a podium spot.
Yeah, third place.
Into 3rd place for Ursa Kragel of Slovenia. So with 1 to go,
one more.
it is Jessica Fox of Australia leading, looking for her 3rd world title in this K1 women's event. Mallory Franklin for Great Britain in 2nd place. Ursa Kragel of Slovenia in 3rd place. And I believe if Jessica wins a world title here, she becomes not only the most successful female canoe slalom athlete at World Championships, but more importantly, internally, she becomes more successful than her dad.
Oh yeah, I read this yesterday.
Well, and her mum, actually.
I hope she didn't read all these articles before the race. It would add more and more pressure to her.
But she seems to cope with the pressure. She's always very relaxed, and she just looks like she enjoys the moment.
Yeah. Now it's going to be stressful for Osha to wait for the last one to go and see if it's going to be a medal for her or not.
Well, here is a top competitor, the world #1, the European champion of 2018, a World Championship bronze medalist of 2017. It's Ricarda Funk of Germany. And if anyone can take this world title away from Jessica Fox, it is Ricarda. But an early mistake on the top part of the course will, that might hamper her challenge for the gold.
I really like her style. She's like each stroke is very efficient, and she doesn't look strong, but she's so powerful.
Yes, if if you actually watch the boat as well, she just has this ability to keep the boat moving as much as possible. So 3.2 down on the early split. So a lot to do to take the gold medal here today, but still very much a contender to stay on the podium. Podium at the moment is Fox leading Franklin in second, Cragell in third, and we're watching Jessica Fox there, just watching her every move down the course.
Well, if Ricarda is having a really good bottom, she can still make it for the title or podium, but Jess was clean, so it's going to be hard to beat her time with a touch.
Well, 3.5 down and going into the bottom section, that still could get on the podium. This is where it's going to count. She's got to be, she's late, but for 22, she's a little bit sticky, but she is going to be in tight into the upstream 23. So Ricarda Funk, I think she's not paddling for gold now, but she is paddling still for a place on the podium. That place, 106 is the time to beat, 106.23 for third place, and well inside that. Well done, Ricarda Funk, into third place, but that means that Jessica Fox of Australia is the world champion in 2018. She can't believe it. Mallory Franklin of Great Britain takes the silver medal in this event, her first World Championship medal in the K1 women's event, and Ricarda Funk of Germany takes the bronze medal.
She had some mistakes, but she stayed like calm and stick to the plan, I think, and the bottom was good.
Well, Jessica Fox, that was an outstanding run when we reflect on it, at 102.06. And that had a huge mistake on the bottom section.
Yeah.
Well, Ricarda Funk, she did well there, dealing with that early mistake.
Yes.
2-second penalty on the top part of the course, and kept it cool. And Jessica Fox is now the most successful female athlete in canoe slalom World Championship history.
Well, Jessica Fox, you're a world champion again. You're now also the most successful individual canoe slalom paddler in the history of the sport. Wow.
Oh, I cannot believe that. It was a great race and a fight to the finish, and I'm just thrilled to back that up and to win another world title today. Amazing.
Did you feel nervous coming into this? There's so much on the line. You're a defending champion. There's so much been spoken about your year this year. How did you feel today?
Look, I try not to read the articles you write, Ross, even though you told me about the statistics yesterday. Yeah, look, there's expectation and there's pressure, and I just wanted to come here and do my best run and get here having done the best preparation I could, and I think I did. I had a great season at the World Cups, and this is just the icing on the cake. I'm so happy and so proud to put that run down today.
It's been an amazing year. There's possibly more to come. Well done, Jess. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Well, it's great to see Jessica Fox there of Australia, the world champion of 2018. Their confirmation of the results. Mallory Franklin takes the silver medal for Great Britain, and Ricarda Funk of Germany takes the bronze medal to add to her bronze medal last year in 2017. Well, that concludes the finals that we have here from Rio de Janeiro this morning, but we will be back live this afternoon with the women's C1 and the men's K1 semi-finals. So do join us. We'll be back live 2 o'clock in the afternoon Brazilian time, and that is 7 p.m. Central European time. But your reflections, Camille, on that final. What an outstanding final. Who was the standout performers?
Yeah, it was impressive. I think the three first, they were really like faster than the others. Well, Jessica a little more. And I think it must have been hard for Jess and Mallory to wait all this time to see if they were gonna win, if they were gonna have a medal. It's always hard to see from the side when you can't control anything anymore.
Well, to me, the outstanding performer has to be Jessica Fox to deliver where under that pressure at the bottom with that mistake. But I think also Mallory Franklin, she's really emerged. You know, she's the world champion in C1, but she's really emerged this season on the kayak scene as a big contender on the world stage. So Ricarda Funk, I think bronze medal. It's, you know, she'll be disappointed with that because, but it just shows her class. She didn't perform that well today, but she was still good enough for bronze.
I think she was happy at the end of the run because she knew she had a lot of mistakes and she was surprised to still get a medal with this run. She can do a lot better.
Well, thank you, Camille, for joining me in the commentary box. It's been really good to get your insight.
Thanks for having me.
So thank you very much. So from myself, Andy Maddock, then we'll be back live, as I say, later on today with the women's C1 and the men's K1 semi-finals. And they get underway at 2 o'clock Brazilian time and 7 o'clock Central European time. So then, of course, we'll be in action tomorrow morning, Brazilian time, with those women's C1 and men's K1 finals. So we are underway with the C1 men's medal ceremony here at the 2018 ICF Canoe Slalom World Championships in Rio de Janeiro. So what an exciting C1 men's final we had, and our three medalists, Sidiris Tassiadis, Ryan Wesley and Franz Anton, the world champion. So Sidiris Tassiadis of Germany takes the bronze medal, and of course adds that to his collection. He has an Olympic silver medalist back in London, so he's got that in his drawer. Multiple European champion, Sidiris Tassiadis. So a good morning for Germany. 3 medals in the 2 events this morning for Germany. So Ryan Wesley of Great Britain picks up silver medal to cap his, well, outstanding 2018 season. He was European champion in 2018. That was in Prague in beginning of June. And silver medal here, and he's made every final in the World Cup series that he's done. And of course he won a bronze medal in 2015 at the World Championships. But all eyes now on our new world champion, the 2018 ICF Canoe Slalom World Champion in the C1 men's event for Germany, Franz Anton. So the medals presented by Mr. Narita, the president of the Japanese Federation, and instrumental in the development of the sport in Asia. There is our new world champion for 2018, as we all stand for the German national anthem. So what an outstanding final that was this morning here in Rio de Janeiro, the C1 men's final. And our medalists, Sidiris Tassiadis taking bronze, Ryan Wesley of Great Britain taking silver, and world champion for Germany, it is Franz Anton. So don't go away, because shortly we will be up with the women's kayak medal ceremony, where we'll see Jessica Fox pick up her 3rd world title in this women's kayak event. And well, that was an exciting final. And of course, if you are going to keep following the championships, we will be live over the course of the next well, 36 hours really. And the next live transmission will be with the women's C1 and the K1 men semi-finals, and that's 2 o'clock Brazilian time, which is 7 o'clock this evening Central European time. Then tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock in the morning Brazilian time, and which is about 2 o'clock in the afternoon Central European time, we will have the women's C1 and K1 men's finals. Then later on tomorrow we will have the extreme slalom finals. So lots still to go here at the ICF Canoe Slalom World Championships in Rio de Janeiro. And very shortly we will be underway with the women's kayak medal ceremony. Great shots of this venue. Legacy from the Rio 2016 Olympic Games. And perfect weather conditions for racing today. Really, really hot in the build-up through the heats of the competition. Then the temperature was 35 degrees, very little shade here, and very difficult for the athletes to stay cool, as we were saying earlier during the commentary, but much better conditions. As here we are, we get underway with the presentation ceremony for the ICF Canoe Slalom World Championships K1 Women's event. So our three medalists: Ricarda Funk of Germany taking bronze, Mallory Franklin of Great Britain taking silver, and Jessica Fox of Australia taking gold. So Ricarda Funk of Germany takes a bronze medal to back up a bronze medal won in 2017 in Pau in France, and the world #1 continuing to show her form. Really, well, what a performance in the final, because it didn't go her way, but it shows her class. She still got on the podium without quite finding her normal style. So, silver medal, first senior world championship medal in the kayak event for Mallory Franklin of Great Britain. Already world champion in 2017 in the C1 event, but, well, she's backed up a great season in the kayak, and great to see Mallory Franklin on the podium here. And she'll be competing tomorrow, as will Jessica Fox, in the C1 women's event. But the world champion of 2018 in the K1 women's event, Jessica Fox of Australia, becomes the most successful female athlete in canoe slalom history at world championship level. And this, her third kayak world title, and she also has 2 canoe world titles to her name. So Jessica Fox, well, an unstoppable season and unbeaten at World Cup level in the C1 women's event, as we stand for the Australian national anthem. Well, congratulations to our women's kayak medalists here at the ICF Canoe Slalom World Championships in Rio de Janeiro. And we'll be back live this afternoon, Brazilian time, with the women's C1 and the K1 men. So join us live. It's 2 o'clock Brazilian time and 7 o'clock Central European time. We'll see you then.